In 1993, American women earned the right to fly in combat, but the full story of how they were able to break that barrier and change the status quo is largely unknown until now. Our next guest, retired Air Force Colonel Eileen Bjorkman, is out with a new book entitled The Fly Girls Revolt, the story of the women who kicked open the door to fly in combat. And in it, she shares the untold stories of the women's fight to fly. And Bjorkman herself is also a pilot, an aeronautical engineer, and a retired Air Force colonel. And she joins us now. Thank you so much for coming on the show this morning. I understand writing this book is personal for you. Tell us why you decided to write it now.
So I decided to write the book because there are quite a few books out about a group of women called the WASP from World War II. It was a group of about 1,000 women who flew civilian airplanes during World War II. And there's a lot of recent books about women who have flown in combat, memoirs and stories about women who have benefited from the change in the law. But there's really a dearth of books about the women of my generation, the women military aviators of the 70s and 80s, who are the ones that kicked open the door. And so I wanted to get their story out there and make sure that the public is aware.
You know, you look at from the first women in the military in World War II to the final push in the 90s, and documenting the actions of a band of women who overcame decades of discrimination and fought for their rights against bureaucrats, anti-feminists, and even other women in the military. So who are some of the major players in the stories that you've put together who really worked to change the status quo?
The woman who probably had the biggest impact in the beginning was Jacqueline Cochran back in World War II. She actually was one of the women who later caused problems for women in the military, but she initially was the one that started the group that the later women stood on their shoulders. I would say that the biggest player in the 60s was Jean Holm, Colonel Jean Holm, who was later a two-star general. And she fought very hard to get women to be able to just go over to Vietnam and serve over in Vietnam. And she was very much in favor, pushed hard to get women into pilot training. And then she was a strong advocate throughout the process of through the 70s, 80s, and into the 90s of actually getting the door open. And then there were a lot of other players, behind-the-scenes players. Carolyn Beecraft was a strong advocate who worked on women's behalf. And then Pat Schroeder was a huge, who recently passed away. She had a huge role in getting women into the Air Force academies and then later opening the door to combat.
And the first graphic we put up shows that even today, just about 6% of U.S. military pilots are women. And women only make up about 17.3% of the active military. What do you think it's going to take, and what can we learn from the women that you have highlighted to change these numbers, to raise them?
I think the biggest problem is that a lot of women just don't see aviation as a viable career. I mean, the numbers, the percentage of women in the military overall isn't bad. It's about 20% in the Air Force, actually, but the fact that still only about 6% of the pilots are women says that women don't see that as a viable career. And I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that aviation remains very male-centric, and we see that on the civilian side of the house as well. And also that women just are not introduced to aviation at an early age the way boys are. And we've found in studies that the way to get people interested in aviation is to tell them about it early, get them excited about it early, so that they can start preparing to go down that path.
I love it. The book, The Fly Girls Revolt, is out now. And for more on Eileen's story, which includes over 30 years of service in the Air Force, head over to knowyourvalue.com. Eileen Bjorkman, thank you so much. And it